Great. Hi, Mr. Foltynewicz. It's nice to have you here again.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Would you like to pronounce your name for us and spell it out and just introduce yourself to the audience?
I'm Reid Foltynewicz, and it's R-E-I-D, and last name F as in Frank, O-L-T-Y-N-I-E-W-I-C-Z.
All right, and can you just introduce yourself to the voters watching at home?
Yes. Hi, I'm Reid Foltynewicz. I'm running for DuPage County Board in District 4 in this upcoming Republican primary, which is June 28th. I grew up in Lombard. I went to Manor Hill Elementary and Westlake Middle School. Unfortunately, Mom passed away and my dad moved the family out to Wheaton, so I did attend Wheaton South for high school. I'm an administrative sergeant with the Oprah Police Department. I've been doing that the last 16 years, and my wife Rachel is a teacher at St. John's Lutheran. We have two boys, Reid Finley, he's 11 years old, and he's a fifth grader at Manor Hill, the same elementary school that I went to, and Ryder, who's 9 years old, and he's in third grade. We do have a foreign exchange student living with us, so we're a host family, and she's from outside of Venice, Italy, and her name's Maddie, and she says you have to do it with gusto. It's Biondo, so that's her last name.
I like that.
Yeah, and she's a senior at Montini Catholic.
Nice. And then how have you been involved in your community thus far, and how do these experiences prepare you for serving on the county board?
Yes, so not only myself but my family, we're very heavily involved in the community, and that's how we were raised, is give back to the people that gave so much to you, and to me it's so rewarding to give back. So I've been elected on the village board of Lombard as a trustee for 8 years. The first 2 years I was chairman of the public safety committee, and then the next 6 years I actually had the privilege, the honor, the pressure of being the chairman of the Finance and Administration Committee. So it really meant a lot because I was young and early in my political career to get a position like that. Besides elected office, we also give back. I'm part of the Kiwanis Club, Lombard Historical Society. Let's see what else. I'm vice president of the Maple Street Chapel Preservation Society. And with that, in 2017, I received an award from Lombard, Distinguished Service. And then in 2018, I was Lombard Man of the Year nominee. And besides all that in my free time, or somewhat free time, as a police officer, we also give back a lot. A lot of that's actually volunteer work that I didn't know about leading up to it. So with the Special Olympics, we do a lot with that, which is great. And then even tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to be down in Springfield for Police Memorial Week in Illinois. And we've lost, too many officers this past year, so we're going to be down there with the Honor Guard, honoring those people. And then just last week, we lost an officer who was murdered in Knox County. So it's going to be a rough night and rough 2 days, but also kind of special as well.
We're sorry to hear that. We're very sorry to hear that, and we appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
What is one challenge the county faces, and how do you plan to address it?
Yeah, one challenge, really the biggest challenge, because this is what everyone's talking about, on whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, independent, young, old, everyone's talking about the increase in crime in DuPage County, and not just crime, but really violent crime. Rachel, my wife, and I, when we both born and raised in DuPage County, when, for us growing up, there'd be a bike stolen, change maybe stolen out of a car, a retail theft, where people would take something, but they would put it in their purse, put it in their jacket, and it'd be pretty quiet. You wouldn't even know that a theft occurred right in front of your eyes. And now it's become very violent, where people are now...
You guys done?
No.
So now crime is become very violent. So that's where they're bringing guns and knives and spray. They're pushing people. They're coming in mobs. It's really it's gotten frightening, and I know my wife is sick of it. We're sick of it. Like, we're done with the violent crime in DuPage, and it needs to stop.
And how do you plan on addressing that?
Which is just perfect for my background in law enforcement. A lot of elected officials and politicians, they don't really understand budgets when it comes to issues that happen. So in DuPage, there's a lot of violent crime, so they just think, well, maybe we'll throw money at it. And it's not always just the answer to throw money at a situation. There are times when we are going to need more officers on the street, but really there's a lot of stuff that we can do with data and analytics that are behind the scenes that we can help crime that way. On top of really just supporting the sheriff and the jail, which is our biggest budgetary item, really supporting them in ways that they need, and local police departments. Because there are times that we get new tools or new things, but the elected officials don't understand that there needs to be training. There's money with upkeep. There's a lot of other things involved with it. And it might not be the best thing for DuPage County. It may work in other counties, other parts of the country, but just because they saw it on TV and, oh, that looks cool, we should bring it here, it's really could be a waste of money.
Understand. What are your long-term goals for serving on the county board, and how will you accomplish them?
My number one long-term goal is to leave DuPage County, not only the county but the board, leave it better off than I had it. So I want people to look back and say, he was a net positive for DuPage and DuPage County Board. For me, I'm still young. I have a young family. We have friends and family that still live around here. So there's a good pressure. I like this kind of pressure that I need to do well, because if I don't do well, it's not only myself, but it's my family's name and everyone around us. So there's a good pressure to have that I need to do well, and I take pride in my work.
Quick follow-up question. Yeah. What is your definition of leaving better off? If that makes sense. What's your definition of better?
Right. Yeah, because you could just spew words, but what does it actually mean? So to me, we've actually lost a lot of families. A lot of young families are leaving not only Illinois now, but the past couple of years they're actually leaving DuPage County. So to me, to reverse that, so leaving it better off, is the reason people move to DuPage County and stay in DuPage County is because of, first of all, the great people, the great schools, and the safety. But we're losing some of that safety. And what happens is then you have more people leaving. The schools suffer, and then the great people that were here are now leaving. So to me, the number one thing that I could look back and say, well, I definitely left it off better than we had it, is that families are now moving here and staying here, and we're not having people flee the county, flee the state.
Okay. Awesome. Is there anything else you would like to cover that we didn't get a chance to say?
I'd just like to thank all of you. I mean, it's perfect that you guys are doing this. This is, just a neat experience. So I want to thank Wheaton Warrenville South. I want to thank you all here. I want to thank the journalism class, the League of Women Voters. This is just important to get all that information out. The more information out on the people running, for office, the better it is. And once again, unfortunately, we're having less and less good people run for office because of some of the pressure, the stress, the mud, slinging. So it's really important to weed out the good and bad people that are running for local office. And this is just one of the many steps in the process. So I'd love for people to check out my website. It's reidfolty.com. It's REIDFOLTY.com. You can learn more information on me, my family, our campaign, and go from there.
Thank you so much. We appreciate talking to you and for you coming and answering our questions.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.